I'm going to speak on this 50 documentary. I've only watched half of it, but I'm about tired of hearing the backlash of how some of us who look like me got a problem with it. First of all, let me just put a check on this tearing another black man down shit. That ain't the case. Let me explain something to you. Another person can't come and tear you down when, number one, you already tore yourself down. Then how can they tear you down if you are out here doing shit that puts your ass in the line of fire? Look, of course, we've always been used to infiltrate and destroy us. What J. Edgar Hoover did to Geronimo Pratt and Huey Newton and the Black Panthers with COINTELPRO, that's an example of tearing us down. That's an example. Malcolm X is an example. That's another example of using us to infiltrate us. You cannot tear someone down who has what feels like a lifetime. You can't tear someone down who has a history from the time they came into the music business to the current state of that behind sitting up in the Dix. That's what I call it. Sitting up at Fort Dix. You can't tear that down. He was his own making of his own destruction. When you were doing something positive, something good, something putting back into the community that is viable, I'm not saying that you're a perfect person, but you live a life to where, you know, you got some type of code and honor about you where you don't screw people over, where you want to uplift and see people do well. Yeah, you can come in and tear that down. But when you a effed up individual, when you, let's say, have a whole entire company, let's exclude Mary J, Little Kim, and Faith. Everybody else at a bad boy, everybody, how you the only one? You the only one that survived? You the only one? This a multi-millionaire turned into billionaire? You the only one. You have been stealing from your artists since day one. Day one. I bet you people don't even remember Gina Thompson. And the one hit that she had, The Things You Do. Missy Elliott, matter of fact, was in that video. See, Bad Boy came out and hit when I was in high school. So I remember all of it. I stopped messing with Puff when he did what he did to Shine, purposely. And I'll never forget MTV coming into Rikers Island with Shine sitting in them greens telling his story. How is it that you call Big your mans, your brother, and you bury that man with his own money? How is it that you let Miss Wallace die without giving her the money that you truly owe Big and the publishing? Why does your mother have a lot of artists publishing? What? How you do a Bad Boy reunion tour? I remember when that tour hit. If I had money for the tickets, I wouldn't have effing bought them anyway. Why? I mean, to only have, you didn't have, that wasn't a Bad Boy reunion tour to me. A Bad Boy reunion tour is everybody that's above ground that was on that label, let's get back together. You have people so effed up in contracts that they can't go anywhere else and make music. I can't remember the number that Puff wanted to buy Mace out when he did that Welcome Back. You know what I mean? When he got with 50, are you freaking crazy? 50 was like, yo, he's not even popping like that right now. I won't even make my money back on that. Like, are you serious? It would never, ever cease to amaze me what we protect and stand on and what we don't. Dame, and I'm speaking on this interview that Dame did. Dame, you know, I know you from Harlem. I get it. My ex is from Harlem, one of them. I get it. I understand what you're talking about. But you using this 50 Cent and what he did and comparing it to being in the streets and seeing somebody doing something illegal and telling on that, I'm sorry, that was just not a good, it wasn't a good example to use, because them two is two different things, man. Two different things. You ratting on somebody and then you doing a documentary about someone who has already been exposed, who technically through his own deeds, through his own ill-gotten deeds, exposed himself. Nobody did this to Puff but Puff. Puff chose to live a life like this. My biggest gripe with Puff is this. You had an amazing opportunity. God put you in a position to where you could have changed so many lives. You had an opportunity to take a lot of people out of their circumstance, right up out of the hood, show them the business, help them make good music and their dreams come true, while helping them create generational wealth for their family, to leave a real legacy. You chose the fucking opposite. Then you used sex as a weapon, as a tool of power. Two, as an option, as a way to break into the business or go to the next level. Now, those who chose it, yeah, that's on them too. But to say Puff didn't take advantage of a lot of people with vulnerable positions, new people coming into the business, and to do that when you didn't have to, you could have did it the right way, but you chose that when you turned into a sexual deviant and chose that way because it gave you power. It fed your ego. It showed that you had power. Showed that you was in charge. It gave you something to hold over somebody, because you're the type of person that likes to have your foot on other people's necks. So why is it that we protect people like that? Why is it that some of y'all get out here on this internet and protect people like that, and if you knew them in real life wouldn't give your broke ass $10? But Dame, I want to know why you standing on business, Harlem. Why you standing on that, and you not standing on, let's say, academics who got kicked off of one platform but is all over YouTube, when you sat online with 3 other people and an underage boy and had an explicit sexual, inappropriate conversation? What the F are we doing, people? What are we talking about? Are you serious, Dame? That ain't Harlem? That's not Harlem? Where's your outcry for that? Where's your outcry to get this dude up off the YouTube? I'm tired of seeing this dude knowing what he did in a live, to a point where this child has to sit here and tell you, keep reminding you that you a minor, and you thought this shit was funny. Nah, dude, that's PDF, man. That's creepy. That's nasty. That's disturbing. But then that little troll under the bridge, Rumpelstiltskin fat looking motherfucker, still on everybody's YouTube though, right? Where's the outcry for that? Where is the outcry for that? Where? I'm asking people, where is it? Because I don't see it. So it just kills me with people who look like me, what you decide to stand on business on, man. Where I come from, we're not protecting people like Puff. We're not doing that. So what, a documentary was made? Yeah. Stop looking at it negative and look at it as a teachable moment.